Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's episode, I'm going to share with you two secret main ingredients for gaining clarity in your next destination, in your next bold move. If you are new to my channel, my name is Nomin. I am a certified coach. I work with people who are transitioning their career, who are transitioning their identity for a more meaningful and fulfilled life. If you are going through a change in your life, it can be any change, but I'm talking about the stage that's significant for your life. It's something that takes you out of your comfort zone. I understand from my own experience and from my clients' experiences that being in the midst of the change is hard. If you're having an anxiety, if you're feeling uncertainty, and if it's overwhelming to you, that is normal. That is a normal feeling. And it is going to be very, very hard, almost impossible to successfully fully transform if you don't have a soothing mechanism that's working for your body, working for your emotions. So soothing mechanism is going back to the track, staying on track. So basically these two steps, the secret steps that I'm going to talk about, are soothing mechanisms for you to carry on, which will slowly guide you through where you want to be. So number one is releasing your emotions, specifically crying. I never thought crying would help. When I was as a child, I was actually told not to cry. I thought crying was for weaker people. Based on the studies, crying has an incredible soothing effect. Ever since we were younger, we were told not to cry, which means we were holding our emotions. When we are holding our emotions, it doesn't get removed from our body. Biologically, we postpone the emotions. And when we postpone the emotions, it starts having a snowball effect where the enormous emotions that we carry in our amygdala, which is part of the brain, we start having side effects. So if we can learn how to cry, how to release our emotions, we're not going to have accumulated stress, accumulated anger. As soon as you start having emotions, stop what you're doing and release it. And I'm not talking about just a sweet little cry. I'm talking about an ugly cry. I'm talking about stress, like moving all your body, shaking whatever needs to go through your body, the grief you've been holding, the sadness you've been holding, all the things that was happening ever since you were born has to go through you. So what I'm trying to say is release all your emotions and make it strategic. That's something I personally try doing. So if you want to build a resilience in you, if you want to become mentally strong, emotionally strong, and if you want to have smartest decisions for yourself and for other people, you have to have a wisdom. And the way to get the wisdom is through converting the emotions, the emotional events, taking steps and getting hurt and turning this into wisdom. And that's step number one, crying and resolving all the trauma. Step number two is getting clarity. Step number two is getting guidance from your wisdom. All of a sudden you start having all the synchronicities. You start meeting people that are ready to help you, people that will remind you of who you are, what you're capable of. You start meeting your mentors. You start meeting all the people that can get you to the right people, get you to the right destination, the next right destination. And you start feeling that the frequency of your vibration, the positivity that you are spreading to the world is increased, has evolved. So that's the stage I'm talking about. How do you live? How do you get there? It is by walking in the nature. It came to me as a surprise when I started studying the benefits of walking in the nature. Because I was told, again, walking is such a waste of time. It's not as efficient, it's not fast if you start walking. If you start walking from school to home, that's the fastest way to get yourself tired. And I don't want to be tired. That's the mindset I had growing up. And I also felt lazy because why would I walk if I can take a bus home? So I didn't see, I think many of you resonate with me. But now that I learn more about humans' capabilities and how to grow, how to become wiser, how to live a best life for myself and my clients, I realized walking is must. Because if you go back to our time in cages, if you go back to the evolution of the human, we've been always and always close to the nature. I started learning about walking from the work of Wendy Suzuki, which is the #1 neuroscientist in US. I started learning about her teachings. She mainly talks about hippocampus, how walking in general helps to help the organ in the brain called hippocampus, which is responsible for memories, short-term and long-term memories. There were studies done where people who walked at least 10 minutes a day have increased their longevity by 30%. What walking does to your hippocampus is it grows. It grows the neurons within the hippocampus, so your short-term memory, long-term memory gets better, gets effective. I really like the idea because I was starting to have little bit loss of my memories. I started having very short attention time. So I wanted to walk so that I take my memory back. So what I did was I did habit stacking. I took my kids to school by walking. I started with taking them to school by walk, and it will take me 1 hour in the morning to go there and back. And then in the afternoon, I would pick them up, go there by walk, and come back another hour. I spend almost 2 hours per day walking intentionally. So what I observed from 1 year of walking 2 hours per day is sense of calmness when I come back from walk. In the morning, I would take them to school, take my kids to school and come back, and I realized there's some calmness within me. I could drink my coffee and coffee tasted better, and I was journaling. It was smooth. I was reading. It was much more sharper, clearer, and I was also doing all the things, but I feel there was a difference between the days when I walk and don't walk, and it was so clear to me. So that was my experience for a few months, and I started having so much creativity when I was in the forest. The ideas started flowing. What I'm going to share in my YouTube started flowing, and I started having this clarity about how my business is going to look like, how my business model is going to look like, how my clients are going to look like, and I also get a clarity around what's going to be my niche, who I'm going to serve, and many other things started getting so clear. So it was like, wow, it's happening effect. In addition to all the studies and amazing researches on the internet, you guys can find out yourself if you want. I would recommend Wendy Suzuki's work and Tara Swartz's work. Tara Swartz and Wendy Suzuki, they are the main people who talks about nature, and all other people are talking about nature. It's just my experience, how I felt, and I can tell it works. So whatever you're going through right now, you don't have to know what is the ultimate destination, but you have to start somewhere Start thinking, what if? I wonder if, and start doing these 2 magical steps repeatedly, and I can guarantee you'll see results. If you want to talk to me as your coach, if you want to try out having conversations, coaching conversations with me, coaching conversations are very different than regular conversations. It is very client focused. The conversation goes as a mirror. So what I do is not pour my wisdom to you, but drag out your wisdom from you. So the way I work is I have this special talent that's unique to me, which is cutting through the noise of what's happening in your brain, what's happening in your mind, and cutting straight to what your gifts are. What your gifts are, what makes you passionate, what makes you happy, what is bringing you a genuine, authentic happiness in your eyes. That is my job, and that's something I'm especially good at, which I found out from researching so many years, exploring and looking for so many years. And now I found I can own it, I can tell, I can help you if you want. And to book a session with me, go to my website, coachnomin.com, and I'll see you guys in my next video.